All right, so what we're gonna do is work on the speed cut now, like I said. So we're gonna use 3 cones for that. I call it the 3-cone progression. First cone's gonna go right underneath my feet. Then I'm gonna step at a diagonal, like a 45 off that cone, and a 45 off that cone the other way. So I have my 3 cones here set up and make sure it's centered in between them. What we're gonna start with is just stepping and opening up our hip like we're trying to change direction with the speed cut. Because what the speed cut is, I know some of you may be wondering, is when I run up, open up my hip and I plant and I change my direction like that, as opposed to the flipping my hips in a 180 change of direction. The speed cut can happen at a variety of angles. So what we're gonna do first is just work on stepping and open up my hip and to stay in a straight line and not be way wide here, okay? So I'm stepping, open up my hip. I'm gonna do that 4 times this side and 4 times this side. Okay, now we're going to go to the next progression, which is actually a jump, okay? So we're going to stand here. Cones are in the exact same position as the stepping. We're going to start here. I'm going to jump and jump each way. When I jump, make sure you land firmly on that foot. My chest follows my foot. I'm not landing like this. I'm landing with my chest or my belly button right over my foot. Then I jump at a 90-degree angle, okay? So again, we're going to go 2 90-degree angle jumps, and then I'm going to go 2 at a 180. You can see I really have to open up my hip or else I'll end up leaning and falling with my chest when my hip isn't coming with me. Okay, you got to open up your hip, get steeper on this cone when I try to make that full 180 cut when I jump. Okay, let's go ahead and give that a try. 2 at the 90, 2 at the 180 each way. Okay, now we're going to try and run into that cut. So what I'm going to do with this middle cone, turn around, 1, 2 steps, place it. Then I'm just going to go 1 step laterally each side here. I'm going to start on my point cone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on, again, the same thing with the 90-degree angle cut and run. So I'm going to run up, plant, and then explode towards that cone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my outside leg up for 2 at the 90, inside leg up for 2 at the 90. Your steps will time up differently this way, because with this way, I get stuck. Here's where I end up with my foot. I can't get around that cone. So some kids, what they try and do, they try and jump into it, but that's not a good idea because I'm loading that hip so much more with a jumping motion as opposed to just running and staying on the ground. So when I end up here, my only option is to take some quick steps to make sure my foot's in the right position to make that cut. So again, I got 2 with my right leg up, 2 with my inside up, making that 90-degree cut. Then I'm going to go 2 outside leg up, making the 180, coming here steep, opening my hip. I got stuck in the ground there a little bit, so you want to be quickly coming out of that cut. I'm coming here, quickly explode out of that cut and open up your hip. What I see a lot of times is kids also try and plant with their inside leg, or they run like a banana, I say. They run past it and just banana around the cone. What this drill is working on is breaking it down, making sure you land with your outside leg where you're supposed to for the 90, or here for the 180 to get back to that cone. So again, outside leg up for 2, going 90, inside leg up for 2, going 90, then outside leg up for 2, making the 180 cut, inside leg up for 2, making the 180 cut. Here's a couple full speed of each. So go ahead, work on planting and opening up your hip, and give this one a go.